So it's an identity solution.
Has your company received any awards for any of the projects they've done?
Yes.
Can we have some examples?
We have won quite numerous awards from Malaysia, with MSID, with IPDM. We also won international awards before from British Design Award. We won a Red Dot Design Award from Germany. We won an Asia Pacific Design Award from Hong Kong.
Sorry?
No,
It's okay, continue.
no.
Okay. How long have you been in the industry?
Industry. First started work, I think, in 1983.
So that's
I was working in the UK, London. I came back here in 1985. Until now.
it's roughly 30 years then.
I used to work for a big company called BEP Architect.
Do you have any memorable projects, such as your proudest work?
Probably. Every project is.
Or maybe one that
You're really
enjoy.
satisfied.
Yeah.
Well, every project we should be satisfied. You can't say, you get children, you can't say we should be. But I suppose if you want to single something which is memorable, not in terms of, let's say, design, I think, but process, yeah, is the Palace of Justice. You know the law courts? For that, it's a different project because we had a very strict deadline, maybe 3 years from inception. So my first meeting with Putrajaya, architect was there, we were there, blank sheet of paper. So we designed the building inside out. The architect designed the building outside in. So it was a collaboration. We don't have time to go and ding dong. So we really worked out the spaces, things like that. And you learn a lot of things that the government does. Our first presentation was to Putrajaya, and the second one was to Mahathir. The reason being is that they want Mahathir to approve it so that the others won't mess about with it. Because there'll be a lot out. We have to present to so many channels. We presented to, of course, Putrajaya, and then Putrajaya, after approval, will go to the chairman. At the time was Rashid Hussain. And then straight to Mahathir. And then after that, we had to present to JKR. And JKR, we 30 were people in the room. And then after that, we had to give a courtesy presentation to all the judges. There are 36 judges. So the 36 judges with their chambers, the chambers is their office. And in all the entourage, everybody was about 1,000 people, at least few hundred. So we had a presentation in Istana Ballroom, Hotel Ballroom. It's the most I've presented to almost 1,000 people. So the architect presented, we presented, landscape presented. So there's a lot of processes. So it's quite different, quite interesting.
How long did the process actually take?
Well, normally a building process like that will take, for building that size, all the approvals, and it will take 5-6 years. But we had 3 years to do it. So it was like a mad rush. A lot of processes were cut short. Things like that. We had full-time people on site. One very interesting thing was this. Not many people know this. In our constitution, the Prime Minister and the Chief Justice, top, they have equal standing. One is to run the country, one is to run the laws of the country. They're equal in the constitution. So both their offices cannot be different. I mean, in size and all that. So we had to go to Mahathir's office, had to go around and then make sure that it does not go beyond that or below that.
Okay, since you've been in the industry for about 20 years now, right? More or
Something like
less.
that.
Yeah, 30 plus years.
30,
Okay.
yeah.
What was one of your earliest projects?
Earliest projects
Yeah.
in the UK. I designed a building in the UK.
And what
It was a commercial building. UK has very, very strict guidelines about buildings. You cannot build, well, because it's an old city, you cannot just build glass buildings. You got to respect the window lines, proportion. So it's very, very difficult to build, materials you use, etc. So yeah, I spent a year, about a year on it.
What was your position when you were building that?
My position?
Yeah.
Called architect, assistant architect.
And like your latest, one of the latest projects?
Yeah, latest.
Correct, the latest ones? Or maybe one that you're currently working on?
We're working on a couple of hotels in Myanmar currently. Just finished the mall, Strand Mall,
Oh,
2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to compare your role then and your role now, just how big of a
Very
difference?
different. Because I do a lot of marketing and I do also do, I deal with clients. And, not last time everything that comes out of the office I would have designed. Right now I don't, not so much. Although I oversee in projects. Because I got quite a lot of hands behind that.
Okay.
Yeah, the role is very different.
Completely different.
Yeah, you have to, the role is to ensure the quality goes up, you set systems that release the processes, check and balances. Yeah, and then I have managers to look after various departments. So yeah, it's very different. I'm sure you'll find out.
Soon.
All of you are architecture students.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
What year?
First
Oh, first year.
Yeah.
Long way to go.
Okay.
Have you achieved any personal awards for your contributions?
They awarded me a fellow. That means as a higher grade of member of IPDM Institute 4 years ago. So my name will be F IPDM. Sounds old, lah. I was president of IPDM for 2 years. The institute for professional learning.
You stated just now you started with 3%. Are they still with you?
No. A long time ago, 25 years ago.
Are you still in contact?
Sorry?
Are you still in contact with them?
In contact with them? No.
Anything?
Maybe what what advice can you give to us aspiring architects?
Well, you must keep your passion going. Without that passion, because architecture and any other professionals, we don't have the passion. It's a tough profession. You need to marry the arts with the sciences, with business, and most importantly, human resource management. You deal with so many people, not only in the office, but as a team of consultants out there to build a building. You have civil engineers, mechanical engineers, structural engineers, you have architects, you have project managers, you have quantity surveyors, you have all sorts of things, yeah. And then when you build on site, then even more people, all the contractors, subcontractors, subcontractors, all the suppliers, a huge team outside the office as well. So you don't have you have compassion for people and all that. You find it very tough. You need passion for your work and design, because you're designing for the community, it's not for yourself. So you need to be passionate about what society does, feels, where you're directing the society, building buildings. And buildings shouldn't be objects. A lot of architects build objects, Jonas Towers. Yeah, beautiful to look at, but does not do anything for the urban fabric, call it that, urban fabric. You look at cities like Rome, Florence, the fabric of the city is intertwined within human life. You know? Life goes on around fabric. You can't even walk in KLCC. You know? So what you do to the urban structure is very, very important in how humanity lives. You can build objects if you buy one, but that's object building.
Never thought of it that way.
You are engineering society. You must look at building as a tool for engineering society. It's not objects to look at. Yes, certain objects, of course. Then you create spaces around it to view these products. But the vast majority of important buildings are actually normal buildings that people use, live, play. You know? That's what makes a city. In fact, spaces outside buildings are important as well. Think of what happens between buildings. That's where people live as well. In KL, unfortunately, you don't have that. You can't even walk building to building. If you're in Japan, half the cities is underground, so you know, connect buildings that way. Hong Kong, you go through buildings and walkways and trees.
Like the coexistence.
Yeah, you need to know, you need to design between buildings as well, not just the building itself. So you need to know your context. You see the buildings around, what are they, how they use, how people penetrate them. It's also a processional route, if you want to make it that way. You know? You got to look at it from how people use it as well. How one enters a building, the hierarchy of spaces.
Have you had any difficulties with the
Oh.
The tears.
Of course, clients are like people. Some are, they're all different. All sorts of different characters. So long as they pay you, you can pay your staff, fine.
So like what kind of attitude do you bring into in the work area?
Sorry, what?
What kind of attitude do you bring into the working area when dealing with those kind of clients?
Well, you got to remain very, very neutral. You have to put your case forward with dignity. You don't lose your cool in front of that. Yeah, you need to be neutral. You need to present a case. When you do a presentation, present the case for yourself. Make things very, very clear. Once you command the respect of the client, no matter how much does not like you, say, he will listen to you because you're a professional. Like you go to a doctor.
Can't go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh, you got a lot of prepared stuff.
Because we actually had a brief to ask certain questions.
I see. So
And
what's this project about? Just interviewing?
we have to make a magazine based on all the information we have.
I see.
So let us understand more about the profession.
But we want any of the pictures and all that. Well, you go to our website as well, accessidentity.com.
Do you have some information about some of the projects too?
Information. All we don't. Well, what we have is this. Is how we work. So interrogation is over.
There's one more.
Hmm.
What is your company's organization structure?
Yeah.
I think what I can do is afterward I can share with you in our company brochure.
Okay,
Right. Okay.
Thanks. I think that's all. Is that it?
Okay. You want to have just a quick look around?
Sure.
Now you can keep this.
So
Has it been useful?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Very, very useful.
Good.
so you all would like to take a short break for some food,
I'll show
and
you
then I'll
around.
bring you around.
Is it off already? Off already? No, not yet. No.
You want to take pictures?
Yeah.
Baby
girl. Oh yeah.
Alright, then I'll bring you around.
Yeah, hello, guys. Coming for interview.
Interviewing me.
Okay.
Okay, so this door actually